Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for the latest presentation of our NBA basketball. I'm Kevin Harlan. With me tonight, it's Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. Allie LaForce will be bringing us updates from the sideline. Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Siakam and Jackson make up the inside pair. They're going with Mathurin and Nesmith on the wing. And it's Nembhard in at the point. And for Minnesota, the big men on the floor for him, Randall and Gobert. The wingmen, Edwards and McDaniel. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point guard. A handful of games now played this season, Clark. What can these teams take away from their first few games?
You know, Kevin, I think a couple of things. One, you start to see what is and is not working. I think you can begin to adjust accordingly once you have that data. Also, a sense of knowing the season is long, no need to overreact. Stay even-keeled and keep your eye on improvement and progress. Well, defensively, you know you need to box out Gobert. That's a missed assignment right there.
Here's DiVincenzo. Drops in the breakaway layup. Now, Nembhard. Pass to Siakam. Over Randall. That's short off the rim. For Minnesota, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. And we've got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. Shams, what's the story?
Well, the Timberwolves this summer signing extensions to keep their elite front court intact. In bringing back Julius Randle and Naz Reid, they maintain a team strength, one that seems more necessary than ever in the loaded West, guys.
You got it, making the commitment. Okay, Shams, thanks for the report. Here is Edwards. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, you know, the officials aren't nearly as lenient as they used to be on that call. As a matter of fact, I know I got away with a lot of those in my playing days, but that was 40 years ago.
Now here's Jackson. Indiana moving the ball around. Siakam finds Jackson. Here's Mathurin. Launches a 3. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Nembhard against DiVincenzo. And Gobert throws it down.
Frenchman doesn't mess around down there. Gobert, what a vicious throwdown.
And another look at that last play with the AT&T connected cam. We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. Outside Mathurin. Back to Siakam. Here's Nesmith. The shot's good on the assist by Siakam.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
DiVincenzo with the screen for Edwards. Pacers with the rebound.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
And despite all the accolades, GA, is it possible that Pascal Siakam is underrated?
Absolutely. Spicy P is one of the best two-way players in the league. Exceptionally versatile, and his impact goes beyond his impressive stat line.
1:11 left to play here in the first. Nembhard, the pass to Mathurin, to the middle, and the dunk by Jackson.
And this is important to Mathurin's development. I like seeing his work on improving his ability to make plays.
Looking at the last game for the Minnesota Timberwolves, it was a loss to the Lakers in Los Angeles. Outside Edwards. Back to DiVincenzo. The three-pointer, no good.
That is fantastic defense on one of the best three-point shooters in the league. Didn't give him an inch of room.
Pass to Siakam. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
Well, Nembhard is full of craftiness as a player and really understands how to draw fouls.
Indiana shooting their first free throws of the game. one drops. He ties it up. And one of the many challenges for a small market team like the Pacers, Greg, going up against that luxury tax.
And they've avoided carrying a payroll that would incur the tax. But right when they said they were planning to do just that, the Bucks stunned everyone with the maneuver to secure Pacers center Miles Turner and perhaps let him off the hook.
Here's Clark. It's deflected. Nembhard against Clark. From deep three-point land. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for it. Tie game in Minnesota. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And looking at what we've seen from the Timberwolves, what do you guys think?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
On the court for Indiana, they've got Toppin, and it's Dennis in at the point guard. It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thank you, guys. The Pacers have shown that they can be a threat in the East. Coach Rick Carlisle said, there's nothing wrong with high expectations. What you don't want is a situation of apathy, where expectations are low and all you're ever doing is selling hope. That's not why I came here. Back over to you guys.
They're for real. All right, Allie, we appreciate the report. Clock at 4, Shepard. And no good, had a chance to take the lead there. And so it's Randall bringing it up now for the Timberwolves. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers.
Yeah, tough game on the road. The guys you're defending, obviously comfortable shooting in their own building. You've got to find a way to break their rhythm.
Yeah, and it's not easy to do. Much easier said than done, but they're capable of making it happen. It just comes down, I think, to will and desire.
We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
And so the timeout here taken by Rick Carlisle. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. Rudy Gobert is checked in for the Timberwolves. Edwards comes in for Clark. And with the trend, Greg, toward a faster pace, do you miss watching those grinded-out half-court battles that enthralled millions during the Jordan era?
Well, I miss playing more than anything, but as far as watching, the game for me is as good as it's ever been.
Now, here's Siakam. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Grizzlies in Memphis. Mathurin finds Siakam. Randall grabs the board. Minnesota leading by 3. Here's Shannon. That 3 off the mark. Outside Jackson.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
It's hauled in by Shannon.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
So, Clark, looking at the history of the Timberwolves, they're in the most successful stretch ever.
Yeah, you look at the first 24 seasons, Minnesota won just 2 playoff series total. They've won 4 rounds in the last 2 years alone in the playoffs. You know, what's been the key if you ask that question? I'd say having that guy Anthony Edwards is where you start.
Yeah, that's 2 straight 3-pointers they've allowed.
And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Outside Jackson. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Siakam. Minnesota with the rebound. Gobert's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Randall surveying the D. Here's Shannon. Neesmith covering.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, G8, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
Here's Jackson following the bucket by the Timberwolves. Bounce pass, Mathurin. Jackson setting the pick here for Siakam. Over Randall. That one a little long.
That's a chance he typically converts.
Outside Conley. Outside Edwards. And the rejection by Jackson. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. And we have to take another glance at that powerful rejection.
And boy, did he get up quick to reject that shot. That's as fundamental as defense gets.
Here's Reed. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's Minnesota holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. Their defense has been active and effective. We'll return shortly.
Come one, come all. The 2K halftime is here, and so's our breakdown of the upcoming schedule. Let's check it out.
You look at the Timberwolves, you can already see they have the makings of a good team, but they also have things to iron out.
Splitting the first two games, this next one could indicate which direction they're headed. And turning our attention to the first half of our game tonight, bit of a tough start for the Pacers.
They're not playing with urgency, especially on the glass. Shots go up and they're just waiting. Go after the rebound.
Yeah, got to get those elbows up at least 2 inches. The rest can't see everything.
Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. Pacers trail by 8. Guard and off guard, filled by DiVincenzo and Edwards. The big men on the floor for him, Randall and Gobert. And it's McDaniels in at the small forward position. So that's the Timberwolves 5. Here's Mathurin. Still yet to score. 4 on the shot clock. A shot by Nembhard and nobody around. Trains the three-pointer. Nembhard's got the first basket of the second half here for the Pacers. And Clark, how about Indiana's recent run? Making it to the Eastern Conference Finals in back-to-back seasons.
You know, the last time that happened, Kevin, was about a decade ago when Paul George was the man leading the Pacers. Unfortunately, they fell to LeBron's Heat both times. I was courtside for a couple of those matchups. And then last season, advancing to the finals and pushing it all the way to 7 games. The Pacers have a really bright future ahead of them, in my opinion.
And so it's Indiana with it. Anthony Edwards unable to get his last shot to go in. Mathurin against Edwards. Nembhard for 3. And again, it's the Pacers from deep.
While not a laser, Nembhard makes enough threes to keep the defense honest.
Inside, DiVincenzo hits the bucket. DiVincenzo's got his second bucket of the night.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they got to ramp up the aggressiveness. If they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
And so the timeout here taken by Rick Carlisle. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup. And in front of you now is a list of the players with the highest shooting percentage last season. Rudy Gobert, 3rd.
Put the ball in the bucket. I mean, that's the name of the game, right? I mean, just ask him. He'll have the answer for you.
Siakam passes to Mathurin. There's a good screen. from 11 feet away. The rebound by Edwards. Timberwolves leading by 4. Well, year after year, Clark, we continue to see Anthony Edwards increase his scoring.
Yeah, and I like the fact that his efficiency has gone up as well, Kevin. That's a nice combination. Scoring going up and efficiency improving, and that's a problem for sure for the rest of the league.
Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
Thanks a lot, Kevin. Anthony Edwards keeps a tight circle. He said, I've known my whole crew since I was 13, and that's the answer to everything. And the crew includes those voices of wisdom, too. He said, quote, I keep those types of friends around. I'm not the type that always listens, but I'll listen to my elders. Back over to you.
All right, Allie, thanks a lot. Here is Edwards, following the score by Isaiah Jackson. From deep, rebounded by Jackson.
Frozen. Guys just ice cold, unable to contribute offensively.
And Jackson throws it down hard.
And plays with solid floor recognition. Siakam continues to fine-tune those playmaking skills.
Minnesota's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. DiVincenzo with a screen for Edwards. Pass to Randall. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake. And Siakam has got the ball here for Indiana. Since halftime, they've only allowed 5 points. Mathurin against Edwards. Pass to Nembhard. Jackson a screen on DiVincenzo. Nembhard for 3. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Gobert's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Down low, here's Randall, and there's the whistle. 3-second violation.
And those are the kinds of mistakes that are magnified when we're talking about a game down the stretch.
Mathurin against Edwards. And he's going up for the alley-oop, and Toppin throws it down.
And you can see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other.
And I tell you what, guys, that's a big play to make in a close game. Potential momentum builder there.
3 quarters of play in a close game here. Timberwolves ahead. They're up by 1. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The 4th quarter is coming up next. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this 4th quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball on the court for Indiana. We've got Obi Toppin. He's out there with Pascal Siakam. And it's Dennis in at the 1 spot. Pass to Shepard. Siakam against Randall. And here is Toppin. 6 to shoot. Indiana needs to get a shot off. Stolen by Michael Conley. Outside, Reed. Pass to Randall. Clock at 6. Here's Shannon. Back to Randall. Fires for 3. Good D by Siakam. Indiana trailing here. A few possessions into the 4th quarter, just over a minute played. Here's Toppin. Now Siakam. That doesn't go. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. Now Conley. And stolen by Siakam. Oh, the dunk.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run
to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
You know, those kinds of plays can be difference makers, game changers, momentum shifters, especially in a close contest where 1 or 2 possessions can impact the outcome.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now. Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Over that last break, I got a chance to hear what Chris Finch said to the team. Coach wanted to see more urgency when it came to closing out on shooters. He said, quote, right now we're jogging at them on the perimeter. It needs to be a sprint to run them off the line. We'll see if the guys have it in them.
Great work as always, Allie. Thank you. Outside Mathurin. Just 4 to shoot. Launches from deep. Gobert there for the rebound. Timberwolves trail. Edwards inside. Defended by Mathurin. Jackson with the rebound. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Indiana Pacers. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Siakam. McDaniels pulls it down. Minnesota's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Here's DiVincenzo. Outside Edwards. It's stolen by Nembhard.
The first pick of the 2022 second round. Andrew Nembhard is a hard-working guard and has really been a quality rotational piece from day one.
He hits the first one, and that will put them up by 2. And so he drops them both. It's a 3-point game.
And you really can't say enough about his composure in the big moments, as cool as they come.
Mathurin against Edwards. Here's McDaniel. Edwards with the screen for DiVincenzo.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Nembhard against DiVincenzo. Jackson a screen on DiVincenzo. Tries the spin move. Shot clock at 6. From 18 feet away. Not that time. It won't go. And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. The magnitude at this juncture in the game clearly warranting a timeout. What do you think Coach's focus is going to be here?
And if you can get a 3, shoot it. Otherwise, get the quick 2 and a foul.
Either way, they got to score the ball.
Edwards against Mathurin. Here's McDaniels. And he does not hit. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
That's a good foul, though. I like that. I mean, clock management is crucial at this time of the game.
He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 5-point game.
Those free throws are the nail in the coffin, guys.
Puts up a 3. That shot no good. So it's Indiana picking up the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. So for Allie LaForce and my colleagues here at the table, Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for being with us. So long, everyone.